Take that journey is amazing as well. And what's demonstrated is consistency, and that's what we endeavor to have in all areas of our lives as well. Spiritual consistency, physical consistency, financial consistency, and it requires it takes that first step. Sometimes the first few steps are the hardest ones to take.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Coach Krupp on the Boy Man King podcast, live back in the studio with my main man, Chizzy.
What's going on, brother? Always good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
How you feeling?
Man, I am full.
Okay.
We're gonna get into that later, man. But
sure.
I'm a man who's sitting back like a fat cat, not on no flex, on the material stuff, but flex on the manifestation stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm just grateful and thankful, man. But we got a special guest in the building. You know what I'm saying? Lamar, what's up, family?
Appreciate you,
platform,
Coach.
bro.
What's going
Appreciate
on,
you.
brother?
Appreciate
Good
you.
seeing you again, man.
Yeah,
all the time.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
the time.
Published
Thank you for coming
author,
through.
you know what I'm saying?
You got the book here,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
We gonna get into that in a little bit, man. What's going on?
But
with
look,
you?
man, super excited to have you on the pod, man. Tell us, man, what's rewarding for me and Chizzy? I think I can speak for the both of us in that, man, you really genuinely follow the platform. You love the work that we're doing. So it is like a privilege because usually it's like a deep personal relationship me and Chizzy have with our guests. But this is somebody who has a relationship with the platform. Right. Boy Man King, you've been following us. So tell us, man, what attracted you to the platform, man?
I wanted to be around value men.
Sure.
I wanted to be around men that's having good relationships with their kids, with their spouse, with their self, with God. Mm-hmm. And so it led to me just being on the men's call and then someone mentioning it, and then me just running to social media and say, okay, look, I don't remember the name, but let's figure it out. And then people posting videos and all that story. And to me, that's where I need to be. So I put the notifications on. Right. And so every time you post a video, you go live, I'm there.
Yeah. Shout out to put the notifications on. Put the notifications on, man.
Get in the match.
And that's rewarding. And to me, I go back because I can't just listen to it one time and be like, I got it. I can't. I have to go back and watch it over and over to understand and write it down and say, how does this apply to my life? And if it does, great. If it don't, it's a good clip. So that's definitely something that really resonated from the beginning of this year to say, who's worth a notification?
Oh,
wow.
That's a bar. Who's worth a notification?
Hey, I'm humbled by that, man, because I talk about it openly. Like, this is also an enriching and a spiritual experience for me as well. Mm-hmm. So similar to you, right. I need to be fed in that particular way. So not only are we here presenting and you're part of the podcast and Chris is here, I'm here, and we do things together, it's hugely beneficial to my journey and my spiritual fulfillment and what I receive from it as well. So what's he saying? Not only am I a member or owner, I'm a client or something. Remember that Club for Man conversation?
But you're the president.
I'm the president. So man.
Yeah, and talk about we had a unique experience yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, where Chizzy and the entire staff of Boy Man King, we hosted from the Boy Man King platform our first ever conference and in-live experience for all of our viewership, man. And you pulled up, man. Yeah. So tell the people, man, how was the Boy Man King conference yesterday?
Let me just tell you before that, I actually came from Florida by myself. I just had my water, a nice playlist, and I was good.
Okay.
As much as I wanted company, I said I still gotta go. And when just being there and being around other men that share pain and questions that I have. That of course I could go to my friends, but someone that don't know you and they speak in your language, they're like, man, that's me.
Yeah, that's me.
And it's eye contact, and you're around men that's like, you're not alone.
You're not
alone. You don't have the worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. That's what I took away from you. You don't got the worst. You think you got the worst? Let me tell you this. And I was like, yeah, I need to stop complaining to the wrong people.
Right.
Yeah. Facts.
Right.
Yeah. Right. What was your favorite part, man?
Man, there's so many takeaways. I was pleasantly surprised by the opportunity to speak with Shannon, to be next to Shannon and next to Charles, and just speak about post-divorce.
Yeah.
It's funny because, there's a negative connotation that comes with divorce, obviously. We know how God feels about divorce. We know how people feel about divorce. But to be in a space now where even post-divorce, I'm grateful. I'm happy. I'm at peace. I probably have a better relationship. And I kind of talked about this a little bit when we chatted. I have a great relationship now post-divorce with my ex-wife than I ever did when we were together.
Yeah, every time you say that, that's crazy, but it's true.
It's true,
and I always like the fact that you're so transparent about. We're gonna get into you. You know what I'm saying? But you should have been there. The point is, you missed it. You got to pull up, man. You got to pull up. But let's get back to you, man. So, man, you said you was talking to us earlier. I know Chiz is gonna take a deep dive into to everything behind the scenes, on the backstory. But right now, man, just tell the people about your recent commitment to your health loss journey and your recent accomplishment as an entrepreneur.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Last year I started like anybody else. They were like, "Yo, new year, new me," and I was in there,
right?
And I started and I stopped.
Started what though?
I started the gym process.
Okay.
We start with the gym. I'm gonna hit the gym every day, and then my habit's like, "No, you're not," because you saw, or McDonald's is calling you. Come on, man, it's right down the block.
Right.
Yeah.
Or money's tight. What can I afford for lunch? And I'm like, it went from January, beast mode, February, beast mode, March, and you ain't seeing no results.
Yeah.
And so I caved in.
Yeah.
And I went from, at that time, if I can remember, I was over the 300. I was over the 300.
You was over 300 pounds in March?
In 2023, yeah.
Okay, 2023.
Right. So I try to maintain it.
What was the number? Give us the real number.
The real number, it had to be 315.
315.
315 in 2023.
Okay.
And I was okay. I was telling myself, I'm okay with the 2X. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the 3X, depending on if it's polo.
So what was the motivation to go if you're okay with it?
My wife.
Okay.
She went shopping. She's like, "Oh, I got you extra large." I'm like, "Extra large?" And she's like, "Oh, big and tall." They had a big and oh no, oh no, and that right there, it clicked.
Yeah.
God said, "It's either you let me do this, or you gonna let a white jacket do it."
Right. And were you experiencing any health challenges
No,
at that point?
That's the thing. I get a physical every year. I always get a physical, and it was nothing other than doctor was like, "You have breathing problems," but he slapped my stomach because of this.
Right.
But I didn't want to give up McDonald's. I didn't want to give up the second plate. I didn't want to give up the late night eating. You know how easy it is for me to go get when McDonald's hit you with the $3.30 bundle, you get a McChicken and fries. Oh,
Bruh.
and then they give you the app so you can get
Struggle's
free
real.
food.
Struggle's real.
So
Struggle's real.
But I had to, on December 31st, ask God, I know I failed you this year. I know I did. I'm not even going to play dumb. How can I fix it? And he said, go to the gym, put in your phone, like stop eating late. Stop those snacks at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't do milk. Right. Your wife waking up and come on. You should be embarrassed.
Right.
And so I stopped fast food. I stopped candy. I stopped soda. I stopped bread. I stopped pasta.
Yeah.
You know, my diet now, in the morning, 2 eggs, maybe 3. Lunch, 12 grapes. This is what I created.
Okay.
12 grapes, 6 strawberries. You can change up the fruit. You don't want to just eat that, right? Dinner, salmon, broccoli. Salmon, asparagus. Or chicken with no skin. And then go to the gym 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I went from 2 days to 3 days. Then now I go every day besides the weekend.
Right.
Because I create Saturday family day.
Sure.
And so the process of me, I see it because this shirt, I got the same shirt, but that shirt is a 3X.
Right.
It's extra large.
Congratulations. So how much you weigh today?
2, there's a scale at the hotel I was at the gym, 278.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, metaphorically speaking, to take that journey is amazing as well. And what's demonstrated is consistency. And that's what we endeavor to have in all areas of our lives as well. Spiritual consistency, physical consistency, financial consistency. and it requires, like, it takes that first step. Sometimes the first few steps are the hardest ones to take. But once you get into a groove, similar to what you did with your weight loss journey, it just becomes a natural part of your day.
It makes me mad.
Right.
You
can't go.
I got here on Friday.
Yeah.
And I went downstairs. I got my gym clothes. My wife thought it was crazy. How you going to a men's conference to go to the gym? And I said, I still have to. I go down, the doors are locked. I go to the front. She said, oh, we close at 11. I'll go upstairs. I'm like, my mind's saying, let's find something. Sure. And my body's like, wait till tomorrow.
Right.
I found the gym, Planet Fitness.
Okay.
That was open. I took an Uber, $18 there. I stayed an hour and 1 minute and took another Uber back.
Right. Yeah, I can't lie. This is the first time in a few days I ain't been since Thursday, and you feel it. Like, as you know, you got used to that grind. It's definitely something that you take over. You look forward to, man. But let's go a little. You talked a little about your weight loss journey. We kind of started in the current day. We're gonna backtrack a little bit and start to explore Lamar as a youngster. Lamar growing up in Queens, the choice to go to Florida, family life. And what's kind of put you in your current trajectory to where you are as an educator. So there's a lot that we have to kind of unpack before we get to the Lamar. You now,
Yeah.
we're gonna start growing up in Queens. What was life like in Queens? Family life, parents. What was your school experience like, man?
It was growing up in Astoria. It was tough. It was 3 brothers, 3 sisters. My father. I don't ever remember my father being home. I don't remember being home.
For work reasons,
No,
or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay.
Wasn't home. I remember him outside. I got more memories of my father outside than inside.
When you say outside,
just
paint
hanging
the
out.
picture. Okay.
Just hanging out with my uncles. All right? And of course I'm a baby, but I could see it. And I used to hear my mom talk about him. And whether it was negative or good. And
was it negative or good?
It was both.
Yeah.
There was, because he would tell her stuff. Oh, I'm gonna come and visit you. And so she's expecting. I don't know. At that time, I'm a kid. I don't know.
So they were married. They were together.
They were married. Yep,
Okay.
They got married.
Okay.
And it would hit me when I started realizing, when I really remembered life, when I was 8. 8 years old, my mom gave me a note. She said, go to the store. You're gonna go. I'm gonna tell my age. Go to the store, get to the phone. The phone. What is it? Phone booth? Not the phone. Payphone. Payphone. When you get there, make sure there's no cars to cross the street. Give the note to Tony. Gave him the note. Tony had me on the side. He went, came back, gave me a brown bag, a plastic bag. I got home. I didn't know what was in that bag.
Right.
All I knew is that my mom said you can have $1. Right.
What was in that bag, though?
I'm gonna tell you, this one that's when I started paying attention to life.
Right.
It was a Valentine Ale beer, pack of Newports, bread, and chopped meat.
Okay.
8 years old, I was going to the store getting beer and cigarettes. So that's when I started paying attention to life. My dad overdosed. My dad chose drugs over his kids.
Sure.
I remember coming home, Mr. Softy's outside. Every kid is running to their uncles or their dads. My dad is on the bench. I run to him. He got a needle in his arm. Wow. He didn't know who I was. And I'm sitting there. And
How old are you at this time?
I had to be 10. I was a baby, and all I could remember is running home crying. My mom's like, "What happened? What happened?" I couldn't tell her. And then when I finally found out, of course they had this situation, and that's when I at that age, I'm telling myself, when I ever have kids, I'm never gonna be like that. I'm never gonna do drugs. I'm never gonna drink. He was the reason why I wanted to do the opposite. Growing up in that project, I always say I was born in the drug era, but I wasn't raised in the drug era. See, my brothers, when I was born in 82.
Okay.
Drugs hit the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So,
epidemic.
right. So my brothers was already teenagers. So when all this was happening, and they see I wasn't outside.
Right.
So by the time I got outside, the foundation was already laid.
Right.
All this was happening. So I always tell people I was born in the drug era, but I wasn't raised in it. So my brothers, I seen them. Now this kid is not seeing a father, Now,
How old was when you say you saw your dad? You made the run at 8. You saw your dad with needles in his arm and temple. How old were you when he overdosed?
at 17.
So you was 17.
17. And that time when when I was playing basketball, and my mom came to the court, she said, "Your dad's in the hospital. Pass me the ball."
As you
because I was mad.
Right. I was gonna say
you don't want to be a father.
Yeah.
So I don't need you.
Yeah.
And my mom come here. You need to go to the hospital. He's asking for you. I don't care, Mom.
Right.
But because I respect my mom, I love my mom. I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Get in the car.
Yeah.
We go to the hospital. There's a priest there. From the time I was 8 to then, I never forgave my father. I hated him.
Yeah.
That day, the priest he says, "Is this Lamar?" It's like they were looking for me. "This Lamar?" "Yes, this Lamar." He said, "Listen, be with your father." I'm like, "All right, whatever."
Right. Yeah.
Thinking he gonna come home, or I don't care. He held my hand. He said, "I'm sorry." And to me, that broke every wall down.
Sure.
Wow.
And I forgave him that day. And that's the day I started saying that's my dad.
Wow.
I never claimed another man as my dad, but I was like, my mom is my dad. And so hearing him say, "I'm sorry." And I take it as he's saying sorry for everything.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
Everything.
Of course.
And because I thought it was easy for me to say my dad chose drugs over me.
Yeah.
That was the narrative to tell
Right.
everybody. I see my friends with their parents. Not me. "Oh, your dad chose drugs over you."
And as a kid, not to cut you off, as a kid, you really can conceptualize what that decision even looks like and feels like. And as an educated man now, working in mental health, you see that drugs is a disease.
Right.
So even though subconsciously and consciously people are choosing to take a path and do drugs, psychologically, the disease is controlling your choices.
Right.
And it's only, and of course, but as a kid, you're not thinking about none of that. You just want your father to be present.
Right.
You just want to have a relationship,
Right.
and you really just want to get the best out of your parents as much as you can.
And that's what my mom was showing. She was doing the best she can with 7 kids in the house. I was okay with welfare. I was okay with pulling the book because a drug dealer told me. I grew up with the drug dealers.
Right.
Drug dealer said, he saw me and I was hiding the money. He said, "Come in." He said, "Give me the money." He grabbed 2 pieces of bread. He grabbed Wonder Bread and he grabbed the store brand.
Come on, Wonder Bread. Shout out to Wonder Bread.
He grabbed the bread and he showed me that day. He said, "Look at this." He took the food stamp, paid for the Wonder Bread. He took his cash, paid for it. He says, "No different. Don't ever be ashamed of what your mother is." That was the rival lesson. The only time I couldn't use food stamps was the vending machine at school. So to me, I was like, I don't care if I got food stamps. I'm going to get the same juice you're going to get, the same chips you're going to get.
Right.
We in the circle. It's 28 buildings. So you can't tell me you don't have roaches. You on the 5th floor. They made it to my floor. They made it to your floor.
100%. The reality is he's saying.
And when my dad died, that's what shifted my mind to be, I got to be better. I don't know what better look like because I'm around this environment. I don't know what it is to hang out outside the projects, to go outside. You can see vacations. You see, people shopping. I saw drug dealers get out cabs and they came out a certain way and they got sneakers and they got clothes and they got all this. And to me, I'm like, that's what I want.
I was going to ask you, how come that life didn't really appeal to you, or did it appeal to you? Did you take a moment? Were there times where you actually dabbled a little bit?
In high school.
Okay.
I thought I was, because I wanted sneakers, and I got a little girl.
Yeah.
So I wanted to buy her sneakers. I couldn't go to my mom. "Mom, you already gave me $150 for Jordans.
Right.
Can you give me another $150? Can I buy my girlfriend a pair?" And it's an easy way because my friends are selling weed.
Right.
But then when you think you the man, and then you say, "You know what? I'm going to go upstairs, go to the bathroom, come back downstairs." You see your brother there. He goes to the store. You go sit in his spot. You get arrested.
Right. So your brothers are deep in the game.
Oh,
yeah.
They were going in and out of jail. So again, there's no male figure in my life. This is why it's important for me to be at the King's Conference.
Sure.
To have men in your life that's actually, Coach, this is what happened between my wife and I. Was I wrong? Yeah? thought you was gonna side with me.
Right.
Let me go back. Says, this is what's
Accountability.
going on in my life, my health, what should I do? I don't have that.
Right.
So if I got to go outside, I didn't realize I had to go outside to be a man. Because that circle, that 28 building, the men in there are dating the same woman. No disrespect.
Yeah.
They're creating their lifestyle inside there because they're like, this is easy for us.
Right.
We don't pay for electricity. Everything is easy for us here. Everything is here. The store, the train store, the grocery store, everything's here. I realized something when I went to the dollar store for a broom, and my wife came, and she was like, "What is this?" I told you to get a broom. Yeah, I got a broom from the dollar store. She made me return it. I went to Walmart and got a $5 broom, and I'm like, "Oh, this is quality." I figured it out.
Okay.
My wife is from quality. Me, it's just easy.
Right.
What's the easy route? Go this way, save money, but then that route, the broom ain't gonna last. It's gonna bend. The piece gonna break over.
Long time, you probably end up spending more, getting another room, doing it over and over again.
So over time, it made me realize what Manhattan looked like. What do Brooklyn look like? The Bronx. And then you meet people that's not thinking, that has the same mentality you have, that actually goes out and they don't want to start trouble. They don't want to smoke weed.
Right.
They don't want to sell weed. They don't want to. They're like, I'm in college. You going to school? Nah, I dropped out. So what you doing with your life? I'm going to work.
So when was the moment where you realized? So you're talking about in your 17, 18, high school, finishing high school.
Yep.
Yeah, in the streets, I would say, to a degree.
I'm selling weed. I get locked up the first time. My mom, I call my
And
mom.
your dad passed.
My dad's gone.
Okay.
So I'm selling weed. I'm thinking I'm fabulous. Thinking
Right.
I'm Jersey and stuff. And God was like, I'm gonna fix that quick.
And you're what age at this particular
18.
point? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
So you're
18.
around
Yeah,
17,
it wasn't
18.
that summer when school started. That's when I was already started selling.
Yeah.
So
you-
it wasn't. Yeah,
that's
it
a
wasn't.
natural
Yeah, my
progression.
father passed away in June.
Okay.
And so to me, it was like, all right, I gotta be the man of the house. My brothers are in and out of jail. My mom is working. My mom was like, I don't want none of your money. I know what you're doing. I'm dumb. I'm not stupid. That was her saying. I'm dumb. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I do some dumb things, but I ain't stupid. I know what you're doing. Getting locked up and calling my mom. But prior to that, I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, I don't need you. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But calling my mom and hearing her cry, when I got home the next day, I threw everything away.
Instantly?
Everything. The book bag, everything.
But there's a reality that comes with that as well.
My mom's tears.
I'm talking about a financial reality,
yeah.
financial implications
Yeah.
of a choice. Because it's easy, of course, you know, your mom's feelings resonated with you and it made you say, I can't be doing this.
Right.
But then the reality is, we're still living where we're living. Things still need to get bought. Money still needs to be made. How are you processing all of that?
Going to Burger King, and writing down, getting an application.
Okay.
And I got the job because I could talk.
Not McDonald's?
Nah, the Burger again. Here we go. This
Bro,
is what I'm saying.
I feel like McDonald's is the rite of passage.
Yeah.
Every
like-
American works at McDonald's, man.
No,
Shout out. Hey, listen, if everybody had a job when they was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, you worked at McDonald's at some point. Shout out to I did the mop and I moved over to the burgers. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it was? It's because, again, it was in that circle. Burger King was there. McDonald's was
Microcosm.
an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
I'll give you a pass at
Yeah.
that.
And what happened was my brother got a job at Macy's. And, of course, I'm hey, come and pick up your uniform. Okay. The house phone. There was no cell phone back then.
Right. Yeah.
And
The Roto fan probably.
right. And my brother called me right after. Yo, man, what are you doing right now? I'm about to go pick up my Burger King uniform. Get on the train. Oh, no. We don't do that.
Right.
You want me to go to Manhattan? No. I know you work it. Come here. I got a job for you.
So what was the fear about getting to Manhattan? What was that
What's the
about?
fear
It was
about
just-
getting on the train?
It was
But
outside
that's
the
what it was.
environment?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like I'm thinking I'm going to get lost. I don't know. Because, again, no one showed me. My mom held my hand.
I mean, that's real.
Yeah,
I
it's the
remember
truth.
cats. I remember cats when I was in school in Jersey. I remember cats who had never left Newark, New Jersey, to go to New York, and they're talking about 10, 15 minutes on the Pulaski Skyway just to get there. And in my mind, coming from Bermuda, we travel all the time. Obviously, my vision is somewhat skewed. I'm like, it's unfathomable to think about not being able to travel a mile, 2 mile distance. You know what I mean?
But then I counteract that to say it's people in Bermuda that they're like, I'm in Somerset, I got some beef going on in St. George's, and I'm just gonna stay in Somerset. For sure. It baffles my mind if somebody be stuck on one side of a small island. You know what I mean?
It was the mindset of the drug dealers would go get clothes and sneakers, get everything they need 15 minutes away. So to me, I was like,
I got
off the phone. I had change. I had a token. Man, I'm telling my age. I had a token. I got on the train. Yeah. And that day, getting on the train, getting a job, I didn't have to do nothing besides fill out a form. The guy said, we're gonna hire you at $6.75. I got my first check. It was $7.50. So I don't know what my man was talking about. Wow. $7.50.
What?
But being there got me around people that wasn't from the projects.
Right.
They're having conversations with people.
So your environment started to expand.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, hey, I got to leave. Can you come on my shift? Because I got to go to school. I got a test. And I'm like, yeah, because I didn't have nothing else other than this job.
So talking about making transitions, when you talked about your girlfriend, but I don't know which I don't want to, your wife, when did you meet your wife and how did that all happen?
At Macy's. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Leaving outside the circle.
Yeah.
I met my wife working at Macy's. She wasn't working at Macy's, but I knew of her. We knew of each other. In Astoria, there's a park between Astoria Projects and Marine Terrace. So you got the good side, you got the bad side. So of course, us knuckleheads, we want to go get the girls from the good side.
Of course.
Because we don't want the girls from this side. Right. But we just knew of each other. And I'm telling my age again. AOL, AIM, ASL, age, sex, location. Right. And we got to talking. And with that, we just built a foundation. We just talked for 2 weeks.
Right.
We just talked for 2 weeks. We never met each other. And she met me at Macy's. And right there, that moment, seeing her, I just got out of a 5-year relationship. I never had no kids, never had no scared kids, never had no engagement, nothing. Just we dated. It was high school love.
Right.
The day I met my wife, right there I knew that was my wife. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you how God worked. When I met my wife in 2008, 2007, I was dating a girl. I was holding the girl's hand. My friend was hanging out with my wife at the time. They were hanging out. Hey, Lamar, this is Doa. And, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, oh, this is my girl. Cool. It's 2007. 2008, I meet my wife. 2009, God married us. Wow. God told me, look at this knucklehead. He don't know. He just shook his wife's hand. But at that time, you couldn't tell me it.
Yeah.
I got this nice little red bone on the side of me. I'm good.
Yeah.
God was like, you don't get it. I got something for you. You just got to listen. And when I left this girl, this toxic situation, God said, I don't want you to date nobody. From 2007, nobody. I need you to fix you.
Right. I'm saying you're preparing you for your blessing.
I was good. I didn't have to celebrate nobody's birthday. I didn't have to worry about nobody's Thanksgiving, who we spending Thanksgiving with, nobody's Christmas,
Pockets
New
a little heavier.
Right. Nobody's Valentine's.
Yeah.
I met my wife in 2008. We got married in 2009. We had our first child in 2010. This is God's working. 2011, we bought our first home. 2012, God gave us another child. But then now you're saying, well, something had to happen. Yeah, I got too comfortable.
Right.
Oh, it's working. Now my wife and I always separate.
So let's talk about that because as you transition, you get the house, you get the kids, you get the wife, you get the job, and now
it's working.
2012.
2012, because I'm like, oh, everything is smooth. I'm good. I ain't gotta work. I ain't gotta put the work in no more. I'm good.
Right.
God's like,
started coasting.
Oh, you an alligator. Oh, you ate and now you just let me just lay.
Even though if you fat of the land, you ain't gotta do nothing else no more.
But that's human nature. I think that's course. Like the big, for me, even as a coach, even in my own journey, like it's natural for a man to be like, wife, kids, house, car, crib.
Let me sit back.
I did my job. Right. Make sure all I gotta do now is make sure they're okay. And the big aha moment is that your wife's emotional needs is not being met. So you done checked off all the pragmatic, sociable things that a man should be doing.
Yeah.
But then there's a relational aspect of intimacy emotionally that, to be honest, if we be honest, we're not even equipped to do that. That's actually a learned skill over time that you work out.
In terms of how to emotionally connect with your woman, with your wife?
Yeah, like I've rarely met a man who naturally just was like that throughout all the different stages of his wife's development and his development. Like at some point, the rubber meets the road, there's an aha moment, and you got to self-assess, and you got to kind of do some digging, and that's kind of what happened with you, right?
Yeah. And I think if someone would have said, get you a coach, I'm telling you ain't going to go get premarital counseling, go get you a coach. If someone had told me that, I probably would have been good. But having our second child, we got the house, we got the car, we got everything that you're looking at me and like, man, I want what he got. Mm-hmm. You don't get it. Like me and her, when that door closed, we beefing. We're not intimate. It's too much stuff going on.
Right.
And so she packed up the house. She left me with an airbag and ice trays.
Dang.
I'm telling you.
So she packed up everything and left.
She left
with the kids.
With the kids.
So
that's harsh, bro.
Yeah. So, but I'm guessing you obviously said when the door closed, a lot of beef going on. How long was the separation?
3 years.
So she was 3 years out the house.
When she left, it was 3 years before we got back together.
So what happened?
What's going on with you?
I'm a man. You don't want to be with me? I'll be a weekend dad.
Right.
But then child support kicking.
Yeah.
Now I hate you. But you take me back to court? I'm trying to be with my kids. You live an hour away. Now visitation comes. Now I'm a weekend dad. Mm-hmm. Now they super happy to see me, so I gotta.
Where are you living at this time?
I'm living in Long Island. She's living in Queens. Okay. That's an hour and maybe 20 minutes away from each other. Mm-hmm. There and back. Right. So now I gotta wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, get them dressed, get them ready to get to school by 9. So an hour and a half on Sunday.
So when they was you got to make that commute.
I had to pick them up, and God kept telling me, "Son, you gonna let me in?
Yeah.
You gonna let me?
You trying to figure this out on your
own?
own?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let you in."
And I kind of want to go back to the point you said that when she left, you had an aha of like, oh, cool, I could be a weekend dad. Yeah. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, because I felt like what social media. I'm not blaming social media. What I'm saying about social media, it just started. The Facebook used to be only for college kids.
Right? Yeah.
And then when they started letting the public in, everything started flooding. Oh, there's other women out there? You don't want to be with me? There's more than enough.
That pain-based reactionary type
stuff. Right. And it was like, I got the house. She left me the house. I got a car. I'm good. Wow. I just bring somebody else in here. Right. And God was like, you gonna let me in? Nope. Yeah. Got girls. Oh, I'm hanging out with my friends. All my responsibilities is when I have those kids. Right.
Yeah, it's interesting in the space as men where I experienced multiple men who flexing without their kids, knowing that there is a void. But did you, when I work with a lot of men who are traveling, working double shifts, hanging out with friends, getting girlfriends, but they're not with their actual kids, I see the void. Mm-hmm. Did you feel the void, even though you were doing all that stuff? You knew that there was a void there the whole time, every day. Did you feel that?
I felt it. I felt it at night.
I felt it for sure.
I know, but it's interesting as a man. Like, we know we're at a different stage. Like, we're not in our 20s. So, like, you trying to talk about LeBron and Mike, and you trying to talk about going out, and it's like, you're not with your kids.
The girls and all of that is filling the void.
But you know what I would do?
Yeah.
I would stunt on social media as I'm the great dad, the pictures, and that would attract the women. Because their situation is bad. But look at him. Yeah, he got a house.
He's a good guy.
He got kids. And I'm I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses, and then it's not working.
Nah, go ahead and say it. You kind of said it, but go ahead and say it. I was lying.
I was lying. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed.
It's freeing though when you recognize.
Yeah, and I'm not sensitive of that situation because I want to help somebody right now. Because I know men that will pop a bottle in a club will not change a bottle in in the house.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hold on, say that again. We'll make sure that's on camera.
I know men that will pop bottles in the club, bottles, but they would not be home to change a bottle, change a diaper. They would not do that.
Right.
Pop a bottle, but won't change a bottle.
And I
Dodo, King Dodo, right there. That's a Dodo,
it.
bro. That's a Dodo moment. It's important that we. I know you're sharing your story, man, but we got to stop and kind of pull out these nuggets of just men dealing with these issues, because I'm hearing you tell your story, and it's kind of going back to two things that's fundamental. Even when you said no God, and God was trying to say, let me in. When you said that your father died, he said, I'm sorry. That broke the wall down. But from 17 to even dealing with the 30-year-old plus man who's dealing with the separation, did you ever grieve?
I never grieved with my father. I never. Because to me, I kept telling, we didn't have a relationship for me to even grieve. For me to even say, I grieve with my grandfather. That's not even my real grandfather. I grieve with him because he took me, when he saw me doing what I was doing, he took me fishing.
It's a hard thing to question and need to conceptualize. So picture, and I'm assuming,
Yeah.
and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you have zero to little relationship with someone. And although there's this natural inclination to want to grieve a parent, a father, because you think you have a relationship, you have a connection. But if you don't have a relationship with something or someone, is there such a grieving process? Yes, you may feel a loss, but I would like to believe, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's minimal grief because I don't really know you like that. I don't really know you like that.
I had the similar experience. Now that I'm asking the question because I'm trying to connect some dots.
Yeah.
And especially some of the resentment that's in your heart during this time, based on what you're saying. Because I know I've been adopted, my biological family found me, and it was like, oh, your grandfather, we got the same resume, like at the time, but his obituary was my current resume, and everybody was crying except for me because I was like, I don't know. Even though he's my blood grandfather, he's an amazing man. I can't cry because I don't know the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing where.
But so okay, you didn't. Okay, you say you didn't grieve, but that's still your father. You still was crying. You still cried, and you said you was like 10. You cried, but you didn't tell your mother why you was crying because you saw your dad with the needle in his arm. He still had an effect on you.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%.
So the difference is you was able to see him. You was able to have a desire. You was able to his saying sorry. Like you had some experiences to be like that still is playing on you in some form of fashion. And what I'm hearing, and I could be wrong, but I'm hearing like that whole process leading up to your separation, leading up to you flexing on Facebook, you're still blocking off your heart and blocking off yourself to the world. You know what I mean? Like, would that be accurate?
Yeah, yes, that is accurate. Because I was using.
You're even blocking off God.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I was blocking off everything because I felt like I can't show that side of me.
Right.
I can't show that side of me. My brothers are watching. And then also I have to put on this front for the people in the projects because I'm no longer there.
Yeah.
Like my friends that feel like, who wants to hear that guy got a divorce? Yo, he had everything going.
Right.
Now, the people on the sideline, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Everything was happening so good for him. Now look at him. And so I had to put the front on like everything was still good.
So what happened?
And so, again, I'm still continuing not letting God in.
Yeah.
I'm still putting on this front. I'm still doing all this stuff. And God's like, I need to be in your life.
What brought you to that point? What brought you?
Because I lost my job.
The basic job, or you?
No. I that's when now I'm in corporate when I bought my first house.
Right. So you're separated from your wife. You're working. You're only in 3 years. You're probably dating some girls. You're working in corporate,
and I lose my job.
And you lose your job.
I lose my job, and now I'm trying to find a job because I got child support.
Yeah.
And I gotta have gas to get to the kids, and I gotta have food for the kids, and I'm like, okay, just still not. God's like, you still not gonna let me in? Mm-hmm. Nope. I want to be on Instagram now because Instagram just came out. Nope. And so now I'm like, okay. God's like, all right. Now I'm going back to court, visitation rights. God's like, you gonna let me in? Nope. I'm good. My uncle, my only uncle in my life, I called him on my birthday. I said, I want to do a family reunion at Ronnie's house. You know, I'm gonna come and pick you up. Things are looking better for me. You know, I got a nice job. You know, money's looking good. Yeah, I'll come. Perfect. 3 days later, I get a call. Everything is work. Everything. My wife and I, we figure out how to communicate with each other. You know, I got money. I'm actually able to put stuff in the house. I'm up on my bills. Mm-hmm. Uncle Robert passed away. Come on. Call my job. Uncle passed away. I get to the job. I just break down. Mm-hmm. God's like, you don't let me in? Not right now. My sister called and she's like, you shouldn't be alone. I said, I'm going to come to PA. Job said, we'll give you 2 weeks off. I drive to PA, just me.
Yeah.
Get to PA. I stay there 2 days. My brother-in-law calls me. He says, Lamar, I'm coming up there. Okay. He grabbed my hand. He said, Lamar, God want me to pray with you. All right. No, you don't get it. He sent me for you. I pray. I took my sneakers off, took my hat off, took everything off. I got on my knees. I put my head on the floor. And I cried and I asked God, I said, I'm going to let you in. Mm-hmm. It's just too much.
Right.
I lost my mother. I lost my brother. I lost my uncle. I'm losing my house. I lost my wife. I lost my kids. I lost my job. Like, I'm losing too much. There's no W here.
Right.
And when I tell you I prayed in a way that God was standing in front of me. He's like, I'm gonna take your life right now. And if you do not commit to me right now, this is over. And when I pray, I promise you, I got up, I hugged my brother. The next day, I get a call. My wife calls me. What do you think about moving to Florida?
Really?
I said,
what?
Florida's cool. She said, I'm like, so how's this gonna work with me and you with the kids?
So you guys were in.
We were just cool.
Right.
Because I'm comfortable with the child support. I'm comfortable with, you know. Now I got a job that's paying me money.
Yeah.
How's this gonna work with me with, you know, the kids? I'll get them this summer. She says, well, I was thinking that maybe you and I could go down there together and try to work this out. Since the divorce judge said we got to wait a year for us to sign the papers. Mm. Okay. All right. Got off the phone. Guy said, go on monster.com. Telling my age. I don't know if they still have monster.com. I start applying. Still in PA. I get a call. Hey, Mr. Wilson, we're looking at your resume. We'd love for you to come down here. I talked to the lady for about an hour. Mm-hmm. She said, you already got the job. We just need you to come and sign the paperwork. And I'm like, call my wife, take the job. That was Thursday. Right. I flew out Friday, signed the paperwork. They said, when can you start? I said, well, I got to move. I live in New York. We'll give you $3,000 to move. And if you could get here on Monday. I flew back that same night, packed everything Saturday and Sunday. I got on the road Sunday. I prayed. I said, God, if you get me down here, I'm going to change everything. He said, you know what I need you to change? Delete. Not deactivate. Delete social media. You got to let it go. And I deleted social media. Right. I moved down to Florida in 2015. I didn't get social media without God's permission to 2019.
Wow, 4 years.
Jeez.
I didn't have, let me tell you, I'm going to go deeper. I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have a debit card to 2021.
What?
I'm telling you, understand my wife is my life. My wife is, when my mom passed, she was the one that grabbed me. Mm-hmm. She was the one that when they pulled the cord, my wife was there. I was talking to someone. My wife ran out the room to grab me. That right there, I will always put her first. God, my wife, my kids. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so when I when I realized I got to make a change. There's habits that I have that she keeps telling me. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to change. And God said, I need you to deactivate social media. I need you to give your paycheck. No man want to hear that. No man want to hear that. I work for this. I'm gonna put the money in the house, but I gotta take some for myself. Everything goes into her account because you gotta build trust. She don't trust you.
Right.
You a man, but you still got boy habits. From 2015, 2021, my check was going into her bank account. I just got a bank account.
Really?
Just in 2021, Bank of America. Because I wanted the commitment. I wanted to show her that I know I messed up.
Right. Yeah.
And when I made that shift, and I started watching videos, started watching ET, started watching Quest, started watching marriage videos, how to be a man, what is a man, what is the way, how to be a father, how to communicate. I started watching. Then it stuck. It stuck with me. And now, okay, Lamar, you got it. It's sweet. It's sweet. But now, what do you do now? You get in front of the boy king. You go there so your wife sees you. You're not just, okay, you just talking and talk. No, babe, I'm going. You going? What? Let me see this conference. Oh, well, marriage. Okay, well, how much it cost? Well, I got this plan. All right, well, let's take care of what we take care of. I have no problem with you going to be a better man.
Right. Yeah.
And with that, man, I want to thank you, bro, for your investment. Thank you for your story, man. Thank you for all the work you put in. It was an amazing episode, man. This really was.
My goodness.
It's rich. It's rich, man. I want to thank you for sharing your testimony, brother. Thank you. Shout out to your wife. Shout out to your journey. Shout out to, you trusting us. You know what I mean? It's just empowering, man. And for more information, man, where they can learn more about you and everything you got going on, man.
My website, www.IamLamarWilson.com. And I got that from y'all, the motivation.
Really?
There's a lot that
I'm
y'all
humbled to
show
hear that,
me
man.
that I don't just like. I did this, but because I see what y'all do. I see what the other people, the influence that you have with other people. I'm like, it's doable.
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant.
It's doable.
And you doing it, brother.
Definitely.
So look, man, Boy Man King podcast, as you know, the journey continues. And we see you guys on the next one, man. Be blessed.
Bless.